Now, your eyelashes are falling out. Someone is dying from dancing. A war is being fought over a bucket. Your brain is looping the same thought for the 100th time today. I'm learning the world, and I'm about to show you the facts they didn't put in textbooks. Let's start with the pangolin, the only mammal on Earth covered in scales. Not fur, scales. Made of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails, but engineered into overlapping plates stronger than Kevlar. When a predator attacks, it rolls into a ball. Lions can't bite through it. Leopards give up. Evolution handed one animal a cheat code and walked away laughing. But if pangolins got invincibility, the axolotl got something better: immortality. This Mexican salamander doesn't just heal, it regenerates. Lose a leg, grows back. Perfectly, no scars. Bones, muscles, nerves. Rebuilt from scratch. But here's where your brain should break. It regrows parts of its heart and its brain. Damage an axolotl's brain and it just fixes itself. Scientists have been studying this thing for decades. Because if a pink salamander figured out how to reverse death, maybe we're asking the wrong species for answers. Now, let's talk about the blobfish. You've seen the memes. That sad, melting face that looks like a mistake. But here's the truth. Underwater, at 900 meters deep, the blobfish looks normal. It's built for pressure 90 times stronger than sea level. No muscles, no swim bladder. Just a gelatinous body that floats effortlessly. But bring it to the surface, the pressure drops. Its body collapses. That sad face isn't sadness. It's physics having a breakdown. While blobfish drift in silence, humpback whales are composing symphonies. These giants sing songs lasting 20 minutes. Complex melodies with verses and themes. And here's the beautiful part. The songs evolve. Every season, whales across an entire ocean modify the tune, add new phrases, drop old ones. It's not instinct, it's culture. Musical evolution in real time. We think humans invented art. Whales have been refining theirs for millions of years. Let's talk about something simpler. You are what you eat. Literally. Flamingos hatch grey, colorless. Then they start eating shrimp loaded with carotenoid pigments. And slowly they turn pink. Stop the diet, they fade back to grey. Nature's most iconic bird is just a walking menu. Now, forget lions, forget sharks. The deadliest predator on Earth, dragonflies. They catch 95% of their prey. Their brains calculate trajectories mid-flight. They don't chase where prey is. They intercept where it's going to be. Predictive hunting at 30 miles per hour. 4 wings moving independently. Every strike is lethal. You're watching a biological missile that's been perfecting its kill rate for 300 million years. But some creatures went completely off script. There's a frog in Africa that grows hair. Not fur. Hair. Thin strands sprouting from its skin to absorb oxygen underwater. It's breathing through hair. Evolution looked at gills and lungs and said, let's try something unhinged. Then there's the pistol shrimp. This thing has a gun. It snaps its claw so fast it creates a bubble that collapses at 8,492 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than the surface of the sun, underwater. The shockwave stuns prey instantly. A shrimp the size of your thumb, weaponized physics. But raw firepower isn't everything. Sometimes evolution just goes for overkill. You have 629 muscles. The Cecropia moth caterpillar has 4,000. Its body is more muscle than anything else. A living hydraulic system that can contort into shapes that shouldn't be possible. And the ocean sunfish. It lays 300 million eggs at once, more than any vertebrate on the planet. Most die, but a few survive and grow into 2,000-kilogram giants, drifting like confused pancakes. Nature's strategy. Throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. Here's the thing, nature isn't following a playbook. It's improvising, experimenting, breaking its own rules with every generation. Armor stronger than steel, regeneration without limits. Predators with near-perfect accuracy. Shrimp with solar temperature weapons. Life didn't adapt to the rules. It rewrote them. And we're only scratching the surface. Here's the uncomfortable truth about human innovation. Most of our greatest inventions were complete accidents. We didn't plan them. We didn't predict them. We stumbled into them, shrugged, and pretended we knew what we were doing all along. Let me prove it. 1945. Percy Spencer, engineer, standing in front of a military radar. He's testing magnetrons for radar systems. Suddenly, the chocolate bar in his pocket starts melting. Not from body heat, from radiation. Most people would have thrown it away. Spencer aimed the magnetron at popcorn kernels. They popped. He aimed it at an egg. It exploded. Your kitchen's most essential appliance exists because a guy's snack melted at the wrong time. But at least Spencer noticed. Some inventors discovered gold and threw it in the trash. 1942. Dr. Harry Coover is trying to create clear plastic gun sights for rifles. He synthesizes cyanoacrylate. It's a disaster. Sticks to everything, ruins equipment, useless. He tosses it. 6 years later, he's working on jet canopies. He tries cyanoacrylate again. Same problem. Glues the refractometer lenses together. Ruined. But this time, something clicks. Wait. What if that's the point? Superglue was rejected twice before anyone realized they'd been holding the answer the whole time. Now, let's talk about the device keeping millions of people alive. 1956. Wilson Greatbatch is building a heart rhythm recorder. He reaches into a box, grabs a resistor, solders it in. Wrong resistor. The circuit starts pulsing, 1 beat per second. Rhythmic, steady. He stares at it. That's a heartbeat. A man mixed up 2 components and accidentally invented a way to restart hearts. Sometimes you don't even need to mess up. Sometimes you just need to pay attention. 1895. Wilhelm Röntgen is experimenting with cathode rays in a dark room. The tube is covered. No light should escape. But across the room, a screen starts glowing. He puts his hand between the tube and the screen and sees his bones. He called them X-rays because he had no idea what they were. Within months, doctors were using them. One curious scientist in a dark room changed medicine forever. But my favorite accidents? The ones where failure becomes a billion-dollar industry. Pfizer spent years developing sildenafil for heart disease. Clinical trials were disappointing. Blood pressure barely budged. But male patients kept reporting very specific side effects. Pfizer pivoted, rebranded, launched Viagra. The failed heart drug became one of the most profitable pharmaceuticals in history, all because researchers asked the right follow-up questions. Failure isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight. 1938. Dr. Roy Plunkett is trying to develop refrigerants for DuPont. He opens a canister of gas. Nothing comes out. He cuts it open. Inside, a slippery white powder. Teflon. It was used in the Manhattan Project, in spacesuits, in military applications. The atomic bomb's secret weapon ended up in your kitchen frying eggs. Here's a weird one. Play-Doh. 1930s. Cleo McVicker creates a putty to clean coal residue off wallpaper. It works. But then people stop heating homes with coal. The product is dying. His nephew, a teacher, realizes kids love playing with it. They rebrand, add colors. A wallpaper cleaner became the toy that's been in every classroom for 70 years. One more. 1879. Constantine Fahlberg is researching coal tar derivatives. Long day. Forgets to wash his hands. Goes home, eats dinner. Everything tastes sweet. His hands, the bread, the napkin. He rushes back to the lab. Tastes every beaker until he finds it. Saccharin, the first artificial sweetener. He literally licked his way into history because he had terrible hygiene. Here's what all of this means. Progress isn't a straight line. It's chaos with a good ending. The microwave, superglue, pacemakers, x-rays, Viagra, Teflon, Play-Doh, cornflakes, saccharin. None of them were supposed to happen. They were mistakes, accidents, failures that someone looked at twice. Innovation isn't about genius. It's about noticing when the universe hands you something weird and asking, what if? You think you're in control of your body. Think again. Right now, while you're listening to this, your body is running thousands of operations you know nothing about. Replacing parts, calculating speeds, growing things, deleting others. You're not the pilot. You're the passenger. Let's start with something simple. Your eyelashes. They look permanent. They're not. Every single lash has a lifespan of 150 days. Then it falls out. You're losing 1 to 5 lashes every single day, and you've never noticed. Your body is in a constant cycle of controlled demolition and reconstruction, piece by piece, cell by cell. The person you were 6 months ago, physically gone. Now, let's talk about speed. You sneeze. Seems harmless. But that sneeze just launched particles at 160 kilometers per hour, faster than a car on a city street. Your body turned into a biological cannon without asking permission. And here's the thing, you can't stop it. Try holding in a sneeze, and the pressure can rupture blood vessels. Your body doesn't negotiate, it doesn't ask, it just fires. But some processes take their time. Your skull. You'd think it's solid. One piece. It's not. The bones of your skull don't fully fuse until you're 25 years old. For a quarter of a century, your head is still assembling itself. That's why babies have soft spots. That's why teenage brains are still developing. You spend the first third of your life walking around with a skull that's technically unfinished. Your head is a construction site that takes 25 years to complete. And while your skull eventually stops, your ears never do. That's right, your ears keep growing your entire life. Slowly, millimeter by millimeter. It's why older people have noticeably larger ears. Cartilage doesn't stop. It's the only part of your body that just keeps going. You could live to 100 and your ears will still be expanding. Evolution gave you biological satellite dishes that upgrade themselves without permission. Here's a weird one. Your tongue is a fingerprint. The pattern of papillae on your tongue is completely unique. No two are the same. We use fingerprints for identification, but your tongue could do the same job. You're walking around with a biological password hidden in your mouth. Every time you taste something, you're using a pattern that has never existed before and will never exist again. Now, let's talk about what's happening inside your head. Your brain generates approximately 50,000 thoughts per day. That's roughly 35 thoughts per minute, Do the math. Your brain is a factory running non-stop. But here's the uncomfortable part. Most of those thoughts, repetitive. The same worries, the same mental loops, the same internal arguments you've been having for years. Your brain isn't creating new ideas constantly. It's running the same scripts over and over, hoping for a different result. You think you're thinking. You're mostly remembering. But here's where it gets strange. Your body knows which hand you use. Your nails grow faster on your dominant hand. If you're right-handed, your right hand nails grow quicker. Left-handed, left side grows faster. Nobody taught your body this. It's tracking usage and allocating resources accordingly. It's optimizing itself based on behavior you don't even think about. Your body is running analytics on you. You think you're living your life. Your body is living you. Here's the problem with history textbooks. They're boring. They make the past sound logical, organized, like humanity always had a plan. But the truth, history is chaos, absolute unfiltered madness. And the wildest part is that it actually happened. Let me prove it. 1325, Bologna and Modena, two Italian city-states. They go to war. The reason? A wooden bucket. Someone from Modena stole a bucket from Bologna. A bucket. Not gold, not land. A bucket. The war lasted years. 2,000 people died. Over a piece of wood used to carry water. And the bucket? It's still in Modena. In a museum. They kept it. That's how petty history really is. But at least that war had a reason, however stupid. Some events have no explanation at all. 1518, Strasbourg, France. A woman named Frau Trofea starts dancing in the street. She doesn't stop. Days pass. She's still dancing. Then others join her. Within a week, 34 people are dancing. Within a month, 400 people. They dance until their feet bleed. They dance until they collapse. Many of them die from exhaustion, heart attacks, strokes. The dancing plague of 1518. No one knows why it started. No one knows why it stopped. History just shrugs and moves on. Now, let's talk about a war that makes absolutely no sense. 1932 Australia. Farmers are complaining about emus destroying crops. The government decides to send in the military. Soldiers, machine guns, trucks. They're going to eliminate the emus. Except the emus are fast. They scatter. They dodge. The soldiers fire thousands of rounds. They kill maybe a few dozen birds. The emus win. The military retreats. Australia officially lost a war to flightless birds. The Great Emu War. It's real. It's documented. It's humiliating. But sometimes history is just accidentally insane. Coca-Cola, 1886. Invented as a medicine. The original formula contained cocaine. 9 milligrams per glass. You weren't just drinking soda, you were drinking liquid cocaine. It was marketed as a brain tonic, a cure for headaches, a pick-me-up. And it worked, because it was drugs. They removed the cocaine in 1903, and people have been complaining it doesn't taste the same ever since. Here's one that sounds like a cartoon. Napoleon versus rabbits. 1807. Napoleon is celebrating a military victory. His chief of staff organizes a rabbit hunt. They release thousands of rabbits for the emperor to shoot. Except someone made a mistake. They bought tame rabbits. Domesticated ones. These rabbits don't run away. They run toward Napoleon. 3,000 rabbits. Charging, swarming, climbing up his legs, jumping on him. The Emperor of France retreats. Defeated by bunnies. His guards have to beat them back with sticks. History doesn't mention if Napoleon ever went hunting again. Now, here's a war where everyone won. In 1866, Liechtenstein sends 80 soldiers to fight in the Austro-Prussian War. No combat, no casualties. They march, they camp, they march back. But when they return, there are 81 soldiers. They made a friend, an Austrian liaison officer. He liked them so much, he just came home with them. Liechtenstein went to war and came back with a bonus soldier. The only war in history with a net positive headcount. This actually happened. All of it. History didn't go insane. It always was.